Nice again, guys, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. Where we last left off, we ended the day 2 trial with some revelations and here and there, but we got the day to, like, investigate before the next day of trialing. So we got 5 more clues, I guess.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said.
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Darky killings.
Sounds like everyone heard about these killings but me.
Lana wanted Darky convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean, what happened to you?
It's all here in that file. Joe Darky's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence.
But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma?
On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Darky tried to kill me.
What? He tried to kill you?
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me.
Oh shit. Quick swap. Battery died again. So that means you...
Yes, I was a witness in the Joe Darky trial.
I didn't see that one coming. Really? It's right in the court record. You dumbass. Witness. Oh well, let's talk to her.
It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then, suddenly, this terrifying man came pressing into the office.
Joe Darky!
It seems like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me! Like a fucking maniac! I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up.
Jake Marshall's brother.
Joe Darky tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Like a fucking maniac! Then
what happened?
I'll never forget it! Lightning struck, and the light went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now.
Permanent picture? Like, picture in picture? What did you see in the instant the crime occurred?
Darky knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife.
Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl.
I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out.
From the lightning?
When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms.
Poor Emma, you've been through so much. This 14-year-old, wasn't she, like, was 2 years ago, and she's 16 now, wasn't it? That's when she was 14.
I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good.
2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. You were wearing the exact same clothes back then too.
Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crimes with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any.
I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime.
I don't remember the moment when Darky stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that?
No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why Lana... Why she made up the crime!
Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence?
The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgy Boy used it.
Edgy boy?
Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgy Boy. I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgy boy really was involved in falsifying evidence.
After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today.
She must not have been able to face up with what she did, especially not Emma. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma.
What is it?
You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right?
That's right.
Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor?
Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Darky had been taken in for questioning that day.
Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police?
Of course, dummy. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office.
But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? That's like a 30-minute drive.
Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator.
Oh, okay. Not the police department. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she?
No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective.
You dumbass, don't you remember?
She was the best in the entire force.
What? That's news to me.
After the Joe Darky case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor.
Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Well, let's move to the detention center. Oh, there she is! Surprise!
Lana!
Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we?
But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty.
Believe me, I understand the risks.
Lana,
Emma told me about you. Moi? Oh, about how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about the unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have the right to know, Mr. Wright. Let's talk. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be.
That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believe in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you'll always stick to the truth.
It couldn't be helped, Emma. At the trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department.
Tell me it's not true, Lana! What the witness, Miss Starr, said! About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife! Lana! I don't understand! Why won't you tell us?
Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago.
She was amazing!
They still talk about
all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Chief Gant?
He was the deputy chief.
He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked with crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be.
They were the best team ever! They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed!
Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was
to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right?
Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was a second in command of the detectives investigating Darky. Second in command? That means the investigation was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They've even had the same office. We led the team of the best detective on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Darky was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place, when he tried to murder Emma.
Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Darky.
You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Darky that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Darky must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself.
That's where he found me.
So you were the first person to run into the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Darky. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. Like, if it was... Huh? 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Darky. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Darky had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all, her system must have gone through. After that, I placed Darky under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it.
What are you saying?
There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance.
But that case was solved 2 years ago.
At least one person went to extreme because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. He went really cuckoo with that Wild West thing he's got going on.
I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Darky.
Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Darky at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder. Alright. Let's go check that out, I guess. No one's here today. Not even Miss Starr.
Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are.
But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m.
Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case.
But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Oh, that's a high prosecutor. Oh, well, let's go in there anyway.
Mr. Edgy Boy isn't here.
Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today.
Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago.
I guess we'll just have to come back later. At least we checked it out. Oh, there. Howdy, Bambina.
Oh, it's Mr. Marshall.
I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. You never know where life will lead ya, hey, Bambina? I should've known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning.
We Really?
Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner.
But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it?
Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Let's talk. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Darkey's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised.
Question?
The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound that the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us.
Scars that the SL9 incident left behind.
There was something going on behind the scene in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. We're seeing this picture a lot. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They?
What are you talking about?
Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. The investigation led Damon Gant and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case had ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Not that he mentioned it, Emma said something like that too.
Tell me, what happened to my sister?
Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret? It all started 2 years ago. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together.
How old was your brother?
He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? King of Prosecutors, I knew it. Why are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother.
That day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall, there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years has gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently, someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy, Edgy Boy, isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get the guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real and scientific investigator. Adios, bambina. Alright. Well, let's check the affairs department. This place is always pretty empty, but today's deserted.
That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes.
Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying that he did what she did, and the decision about what to do, about Mr. Edgeboy, not to mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those.
Sir? I'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office.
Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor.
Really? You mean it's okay for us to just go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything.
Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits.
Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head for the chief's office.
Haha, you told us where to go and you can't stop us. What the fuck? Why does he have like a huge organ? Is that what you call it? Fuck. Oh, that's where the music is coming from. Whoa! Where am I?
In the chief's office, silly! At least that's what it said on the floor at the door.
Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it?
Hey, I used to take organ lessons in the kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach.
I thought it was a genius until they...
I thought it was a
What?
I never could remember where C was.
Hmm? Oh, there he is. Oh, it's you two! Chief Gant! He put up the paper I was reading on this desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies! See that big picture on the wall over there? It was also cracked there. Wait, it has a sword on it. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall? Wait, there's no sword on this one. Huh. No, wait! Don't tell me the murder weapon is the sword. But the tip is also missing on that one. Strange. There's also like a spear right there. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it though. Get the sword on the award! The sword! Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to log up here, so let's go out together.
Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That case has long been over. There's no need to investigate anymore. All the same, we'd like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend.
Looks like we aren't welcome.
It seems the case isn't over with yet, after all.
What do you mean?
Chief Cat denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there.
You mean like a clue?
There's got to be a way we can get inside of the chief office. Hey, this one's green. So we need to find a way to get in. Was that there before? Oh well. Where should we move to? Just go back in. Okay. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe! Aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
From sitting so long?
Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is still out of this loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgy Boy? Edgy Boy? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. It's almost like the battle between you two in court. That sounds serious.
Is it because of what my sister said?
That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgy Boy has the whole world after his blood.
Yikes!
But why would Edgy Boy be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana's guy is the guilty party here, isn't he? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgy Boy. His amazing talent as the prosecutors kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this,
there are really so many people who hate him?
in our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgy Boy not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgy Boy just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgy Boy. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Darky left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean, when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, he was trying to protect some girl.
Me?
It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress.
Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Might jog his memory.
Okay, let's read that file. Okay, something with the murder weapon. It doesn't say anything about the murder weapon. Okay, it doesn't tell me much. Darky's crimes. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car? So it was an accident?
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed the man that witnessed that accident. Then he killed the lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. Just when he was burying the bodies, a junkie came upon the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. I'm gonna leave no witnesses! Seems like it was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Darky was arrested on the spot. It was a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness? AKA Emma! Okay, let's show him the weapon. The switchblade. About this. Hey, what's that? It has a tag attached to it, with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. We're speaking of? What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
That's it! Now I remember what was incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again!
This knife. It was Joe Darkey's. This knife. It was Joe Darkey's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it too.
But no one actually witnessed to you using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Yeah, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Darkey's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive.
Okay. Okay, this broken tip was found in the victim's body, belongs to murderer Joe Darkey. Well, there you have it, in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gahan. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered.
Chief's up now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if it's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door.
What? Really?
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust?
Simply put, I'd be canned.
Oh.
Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's.
That won't work either. The data was deleted the day that he died. Well, we have a guest card. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office.
I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind.
Really? Oh, the pot. I noticed the pot now. That was also in the evidence room. Ooh. The missing shark, maybe. Shit, what should we show him? Looks like blood.
You think the Goodman's blood somehow got in this when he was stabbed?
Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. What do I show him? Well, I can just keep trying until I'm like, oh, it's this one, it's this one. The jar? I bought that jar. I think I've seen it before somewhere. Somewhere? Or maybe it's one of those memories people had from previous lives. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Chief Gant? Where could I have seen that before? In the office! Damn you! Okay, it made him talk a bit. Hey, I just bought some of that stuff. Now I can go around detecting blood traces too.
Wow! Is that a new type? I've never seen that bottle before. Add 3 inches to your base height.
Base height? Hey, let me see that. Blooming tall. New and improved growth formula. You mean this can't detect any blood traces?
Well, it's not quite the same thing as luminol.
So that's why the lady at the counter had that smirk on her face. You got scammed! Hey, that powder used for detecting fingerprints.
Yeah, Mr. Edgy Boy gave it to us.
He did what? All I have is some flour. Are you okay, detective? Quick, run! Did he just sneeze on us? Damn. If it's any help, one time I took a nap on the bench with wet paint. Why am I not comforted? Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeboard got the other day. Were you the award ceremony, Detective Gunshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Oh, we worked this already. What should I show him to like change his mind? Make it think that he's lost it? Oh, a lost item report, huh?
Very impressive, Detective. You knew what it was right off the bat.
Well, I'm master of misplacement, you know?
Master? That has such a cool ring to it.
The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they're meant to be lost. There's a higher power at work here.
Wow, a higher power.
Maybe I shouldn't let Emma hold any evidence. What do I show him? What do I show him? Glove? Yeah, let's just try our way. I've been starting up to those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgy Boy's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice. Boy, for one, I ain't buying it, pal.
You're looking into the case myself of Mr. Edgy Boy?
Yeah, I knew it was a pretty big deal what was going on, you know? After all, the serial killer was on the loose.
But Lana was pretty clear in her confession.
She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Darky guilty. Okay, gonna end it here, guys. I'll figure it out what to present him. I'm gonna leave you guys with a high five.